Where's it at?
It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you. Yo, what's going on, baby? You know what it is. We're just jumping in. I got my boys here, my whole team's here on deck. P,
Yo, what's up?
you know I'm gonna have to do it to you, baby. You know I'm gonna have to do it to you, baby. But I won't do it to you yet. I won't do it to you. I'm gonna let you live. But
Need an extra day to recover from.
it's already
Sunday.
been like a day though.
Yeah.
Today's Tuesday.
That's
Sorry,
what I mean.
everybody. We running it back on Tuesday this week. What's up with your squad, man?
Let's talk about it later. I don't want to talk about it now.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you go. What's up with your squad, man?
I mean,
For y'all that don't know, I'm talking about the Dallas Cowboys and the New England Patriots. Go ahead, Ryan. Let me hear something.
I don't know. You got it all messed up. The Tampa Bay Bucks are on a bye week.
He's that guy. He's that guy. He's trying to like.
No, I don't know. We haven't even talked since his boys beat the brakes off of us.
Yeah.
What is that? Like 70-something points we let up in the past 2 games?
We're going to talk
Dumpster
about
fire.
Yeah, we got to go jump into this. I didn't even get to gloat about the Patriots
it. We're
last week.
going to talk about because we kind of took last week off.
Some of us. It's my birthday
Either.
week. Yay.
Go. Where 50 at? It's your birthday. Yeah, I had to do it, baby. I had to do it. You know, but we're gonna take a. You know what it is? It's the Kings, boy. Stop playing with me. Yo, I'm amped up right now because my Eagles are looking nice. The Phillies lost, but they look like they're on their tear again. You know what it is, baby? It's that time of the year, baby. I hate doing this to y'all, but I gotta do it. Colorado won. Who else? What else is going on? What else is
Colorado
going on?
should have won.
They should have won.
I don't know.
They shouldn't
have been that close.
Orioles look like they're choking it away.
Orioles look done. They look
The
done.
Astros clawed their way back into contention.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it, but we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back. You know who it is? The Comeback Kings, episode 37. Who we go with? I'm gonna let y'all pick.
No, we'll go with Rodney
Harrison?
Harrison.
I'm going with Rodney.
Doak Walker.
There's not a lot of great. Let me tell you. And I
saw
hold on.
Lester Hayes.
Yo, I already looked up for net for 38. Started looking. We are not using that Nazi Kurt Schilling. I'm sorry. There's not a lot of 38s.
We're not there yet. We're at 37. So is it Harrison? We're gonna rock with Harrison.
I will do
Rodney
some more
Harrison, we'll do
research
that.
on it.
Rodney Harrison, you okay
Yeah.
with that? Episode 37, Rodney Harrison, Comeback Kings. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
So we're back. Hey, yo, I want to do something first. We always do this at the end.
Go ahead.
Let's do this now.
All right,
Like,
let's go.
share, subscribe,
Hey!
comment. Because nobody stays till the end. We're always saying it at the end. Nobody
He
stays till
got
the
it.
end.
He did it. We did it. We did it. Go ahead.
Because once they hear our ridiculous picks, they just shut the thing off. So, yeah, let's get that out of the way now.
Not just that. Come on, man. I show all of y'all love. My man shows you love. P shows you love.
Easy.
Show some love. Show some love. You know what I'm saying? That's the day's theme. Love, baby, love is in the air. Go ahead, P. Go ahead. Go
All right,
ahead.
we're talking some
I'm
baseball.
a little animated today, but go ahead.
Yeah, what are you on?
I'm on that Barry Bonds. You see my head getting bigger. Balco in the building, baby. Let's go. I have no look at me. I'm shining, baby. You want to know something, me, Gene? You say your prayers, you eat your vitamins, and you run wild, baby. Let's go. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go.
I'm just supposed to talk baseball after that. All right.
Go ahead,
So
go
we've
ahead.
it's been a minute since we done this.
Yes.
So all the first round series is done. All 2-0 sweeps.
Okay.
The Diamondbacks beat the Brewers.
Boom.
The Phillies beat the Marlins.
Yep.
Rangers beat the Rays. Blue Jays lost to the Twins. The Twins are moving on for the first time in a while. So all those getting eliminated. 2 of the AL East teams are already out. And now Toronto's on the verge of being knocked out. I mean Baltimore. So it's almost all three teams in the AL East. I thought was the best division
Yeah.
on the way out.
Dodgers in trouble. They're in trouble for what I'm looking at. They're down 2-0.
Yeah. No, yeah, that was my
Who's
pick.
Arizona? Yo, baseball has no rhyme or reason I don't know. I don't understand it.
Short series.
Yeah, they're cleaning them up quick now, too.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Go home. We don't care we don't care about your 100 wins. We don't care about none of that. When it counts the most,
And those first two games were at LA. Now they got to go to Arizona.
you're going to win out there? You're going to come out of there with 2 wins?
You can't. It's a short series, 5-game series. So the first series is 3. The second one's 5. So yeah, you're on the brink of elimination. And that was my pick.
The Phillies were up on Atlanta. Well, they lost last night, right? So I'm looking at it. But
Yeah.
they're up on them, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's
they're
tied.
Tied.
Yeah.
1-1. But Atlanta should be smacking Philly up. Dodgers, I don't understand it.
Philly has that playoff magic, baby.
That's what it is, baby. It's yeah.
Until they get to the finals,
Yeah.
and then they're not so magical.
Oh, why? Why are you doing that? to
I'm
the
just.
kid? Why are you
It's
doing
just
that to the
it's just a
kid?
fact. That's all I'm just
Yeah.
saying. You enjoy the ride while you're on it. Then it's going to crashing down.
Dude, the season is so long too.
Yeah.
Like how all those wins from 6 months ago. Who cares? You know what I mean?
Doesn't-
It's really
doesn't
about
mean a
like
thing.
the team that they are now, that they've all grown into be, the injuries that have all happened. Like
Boom.
I don't know. I mean, I went with the Astros, and they're still looking all right. So it looks
Yeah.
like I know what I'm talking about.
They're tied 1-1.
better off than everybody else.
They didn't have to play the first round either.
They're doing all right.
They're doing-
Yeah. Jess, I see you. Kyle, I see you. So, are we still going with our picks? Because I had Atlanta winning the whole thing. That looks a little shaky. You still got Astros.
Yeah.
Who you got? You
I had the Dodgers. I'm not changing. You don't change. When you make your picks, you don't change halfway through the playoffs.
You got to rock with it.
You gotta rock with it.
I don't know. But we'll see. What else we talking about? Y'all want to jump into Colorado? Is that the hot topic still?
when
Is
you
it-
go-
is it- go ahead.
When you gonna come in rocking your jersey? You
Nah,
gotta,
I'm not that guy. Because I still honestly don't think they're that good. That's just my opinion. I hate that people think that I'm hating. I'm just a realistic person. They're not.
they're good for what they were last season.
That's what I'm saying.
Like they've made it massive improvements.
Yeah, when you look
just-
at where they're coming from, yes, they are good. But in the state of it, they're
But
not. I don't know.
the hype is just too much. That's the problem with them.
Yeah.
I mean, Dion's doing more commercials now than he did when he was playing for the Niners and the Cowboys.
All right, let's jump into that. Do you think that's affecting the team? All of this extra
Yeah,
stuff.
it's definitely a distraction.
I don't know, because I think they're playing well above what they should be anyway. For a team that had all that turnover, that brought everybody in, changed everything, starting from scratch, to be, what are they, 3-2?
Yeah.
That's great.
No, they're 4-2. Right?
Are they 4-2? Yeah.
4-2. I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. Is that a distraction? Is that, I don't know.
I don't think Dion lets it be a distraction the way he runs things.
What do you mean?
He's just like Iron Fist, like, don't do as I say, not as I do type of thing.
Well, here's what I'm going to
Yeah, but you got
I hate
his
doing this.
kids up there flashing his
That's
thing
what
like.
I'm exactly going to go with it. I hate to say that he does favoritism, but it looks. Because here's what I'll say. If I'm the boss of something, my daughter or my son is going to get the treatment because I'm their father. You know what I'm saying? I hate, because I understand it. But you still want to kind of maintain that, I don't know.
Well, you're always
It's
going to have
that
favorites
area.
when you're the boss.
That's what I'm saying. So you're in that space because you definitely know his son. Like, if anybody else on that team was doing that, how do you think he would react?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd be in trouble.
That's my point. So
And that's the thing. You can't, like, when I was a manager, I always had my favorite employees, but I didn't go around preaching team,
that's my
and then do that.
That's my point. So you're in that space. So you almost the other players are gonna have a level of resentment.
Yeah.
Because the boss's son gets away with murder. I don't know.
He can let them get away with a little bit, especially because they're the Stars and they're playing so well. Stars are always going to get preference a little bit, though.
How much longer are you gonna have to deal with it too? What, one more season maybe? He's going this year. I don't care what he's declared.
know.
You think he's coming out?
I don't know.
You think he's ready?
I think
What's
he needs
his?
to do another year.
It's all about the end. It's all about the money now. Is he going to make more money in another year at Colorado, or is he going to make
Somebody's
more
gonna
money as
throw
a
him
rookie
money.
in the NFL?
They're gonna throw him money. Just his name alone holds weight.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders' son, like he's gonna. They're gonna throw him
It just
money.
depends on how the rest of the season plays out,
Yeah.
really.
But where's he going to go? Even if he has a good season, aren't there still going to be doubts from scouts how good he is? Like, because he's only done this for 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at it. They're probably going to have another great transfer portal, another great recruiting class coming their way.
All right. So here's the other thing too. When he leaves his son, because he has two sons there. I think
Yeah,
the
one's
other
on
one-
defense. Like, the other kid's a safety.
Is Deion out or is he hanging out?
I don't know. It just depends on
Or if he gets a call from the Patriots about the head coaching position,
Oof.
is he going to go?
I don't think Deion wants to coach in the pros.
Why not? Go ahead.
I don't know. I just think I think he's on this like character development mission.
Yeah, I don't know if the pros are going to handle him the same way. If you try
Yeah.
being like he is with those kids,
Yeah.
these are grown men with their own families, their own big contracts. They're not relying on him.
Are you saying the pros as in the players or the pros as in management and owners?
Players.
The players aren't going to respond to him the same.
Well, you can't have that same act.
Is it an act? Do you think it's an act? That's who
It's-
he is.
It is, but it's also a part of an act. It's also
It's not going to work with the NFL.
I don't think the players would.
I don't think it ever. When's the last time a college coach successfully made the transition?
They
I
never,
feel like
they
they
never
have-
do.
And some of the best ones have tried.
Yeah,
Well,
two
Harbaugh
different
did.
kinds.
Harbaugh did. He did. Harbaugh
Yeah.
did. And he went to the Super Bowl. The only thing is he ran into his brother. And you make the argument that Super Bowl was a real good Super Bowl. What was it, Ravens, Niners?
Didn't they, there was like a blackout
That
in
was
that
the night-
game
yeah,
too, right? Like
yeah.
it's a sketchy situation.
It was a
so.
shady Super Bowl, but he's the only one. Like Urban Meyer didn't work out.
No,
Nick
Well, they never
Saban.
do. Nick
Saban
Saban,
really didn't work out.
They never do. But Deion's different.
I mean, where'd the other Harbaugh come from? Stanford.
Yeah.
So you can't make. He's probably the most successful example of that.
I don't know. But
Who's that cat that came to your squad?
Who? Chip
Oh,
Kelly.
He
Chip
cleaned
Kelly.
house.
Chip
Yeah.
Kelly, yeah.
That office that he ran worked for like a week or
let's-
two, and
let's-
then all of a sudden,
Well, he's like, let's get rid of some of our fastest, best players.
Yeah, who did he get? Like Shady McCoy, Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah.
But it was exactly what you were saying.
Did he move on from Vic too?
They didn't exactly.
Yeah.
They didn't. He tried to incorporate that same college mentality in the pros, and it didn't work at all. Because I remember they would come out when he was at Oregon. They'd run like their first 20 plays, no huddle,
Yeah.
like boom. And he tried to do the same thing in the NFL, and it didn't
And
work.
plus, you're talking about some guys that are established, that are there for 7 or 8 years. That whole rah-rah mentality, it only is going to last for so long. You always have fresh kids coming in college. Every year you're getting
Yeah.
tons of new kids. People are going out. They're not going to deal with that after years and years.
Yeah. So you think he's gonna stay in college?
I think he should, yeah.
You think he should stay in college?
Yeah,
All right, but you think is he gonna do it?
Make it a top 10 program. Give it a couple of years. I think he might stay there a few years.
Who offers him a job in the pros? Deion. Who offers Deion a job in the pros? Because Black Monday, and they get desperate after that.
All of his former teams could probably use some help coaching, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, you could make an argument that the Falcons could probably shake things up. You could make an
I
argument
think the Niners
that,
are all right.
The Niners are good.
Yeah.
Cowboys though.
I don't know.
Would
McCarthy's
he want to be
probably
a
set over there.
coordinator? Because I don't think they're gonna make him the head coach.
I don't think so. If you're coaching for the love of the game, I feel like the college is where it's at.
Cowboys aren't set with McCarthy. This is his deal. They gave him the play calling. They got rid of Garrett. They got rid of the offensive coordinator. I meant to say. So yeah, this is his last roundup.
So I'm looking at the rankings right now. Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, Florida State. I don't like the last two.
You can't see Deion like continuing to move up the chain of colleges essentially.
He's already there.
Deion being like in Colorado.
I think
you can't see him like taking like getting to the ranks of
where does he go
Michigan,
from here?
Ohio State,
Where does he go from
Alabama.
here?
Like
where does he go from
Saban's
here?
not getting any younger.
He could move on.
You know, like there's
program.
still like bigger colleges out there. So if his goal is really to have as big of an impact as he can, is he going to do it at Colorado or is he going to do it more at a bigger school?
It's like a lot of times coaches will start at a PC and then move on to a Georgetown or something like that.
Something like that.
Is that a bigger move though? Like if he goes from Colorado, it is a bigger move. If he goes from Colorado, just hypothetically to Alabama, is that a bigger move? Like he can't grow that program.
I think
like how he's growing this program.
How much more do you want Deion to grow though? You know what I mean? Like
That's what I'm saying. His only option would be to go to NFL.
His growth is beyond football. I feel like at this, but you already did the NFL. You won Super Bowls in the NFL.
No, I'm saying coaching wise.
Yeah.
I think from here, you're not going to go to another, I don't know. And plus, those schools, they fronted on him. I know Florida State did, and I think Miami did. He went for those jobs first.
Yeah.
And they said, get out of here. That's why he ended up in Colorado.
I mean, Deion's a Florida guy. You got to
That's
assume
what I'm
he likes going to the beach.
the warm
yeah,
weather.
like you want to
But
live in Colorado.
They hated on him. And now he's basically saying, see, you could have had all of this revenue coming in. I don't know.
But you got to understand why he had no coaching experience really, except for Jackson State. Yeah. I mean, and they're like, these are established programs.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But he's definitely I told you so type of guy.
Oh, yeah, he likes to rub it in your face.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of coach is even Deion? Is he put his coordinators in place and have them do the job that he told them to do?
I feel like he's an overseer. He's
not
a hands-on.
Yeah, like, is he in there helping on the offensive play call? Is he in there drawing
I'm
up
rocking with you on
schemes?
that. I'm rocking with you. He's like he's like a Steve Jobs. He knows how to organize.
He doesn't make the iPhone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He tells you what he wants you to do.
I agree with you 110%.
He said, I want this to be that, and that.
I want that guy. I'll take that guy. I'll take that player, and I'll take that player. I can, like, if you give me these pieces, I can make it.
And especially
it's kind of dope
if
when
he
you think
keeps
about it.
that coordination core intact wherever he goes as well, then
yeah.
the
As long as
sky's
he
the
keeps
limit. Just depends
outshining
on what he
them,
wants
too.
to do.
As long as he keeps outshining them, no one will know who they are, and they won't try to pluck them away.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, we're getting carried away. What else y'all got? We're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah.
Come back and you know what we're gonna talk about?
Therapy session?
Yes, because I gotta medicate both of y'all.
We should have did this from one of those anger rooms.
Yo, Comeback Kings is in the booth live from headquarters. You already know what it is. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. Share it, man. Hit the share button, please.
It's on me and the pathetic Patriots.
Go ahead. Did he dance?
I mean, I don't know what kind of dance that we're doing. It seems like we are dancing around the inside of the toilet bowl lately.
A swirling.
And,
more of a swirl. It's more of a swirl than a dance.
Yeah, leaving skid marks all across the way.
Yeah.
I was looking at something before we started all of this and seeing the success of Brock Purdy being Mr. Irrelevant. And seeing a team, take a late round quarterback and turn it into a success story built around defense kind of just had me in my feels, seeing how well San Francisco's been doing. And I looked up who the Patriots took in the 2022 draft. They had all these opportunities to find a guy like Brock Purdy, and they ended up taking Bailey Zappi in the 4th round for a quarterback of that draft, who was playing because Mac Jones is on the bench for the 2nd game in a row at the end of the game. And I
Did
don't
Mac
know.
get hurt in that game?
don't
Or
know. I
did
feel like
Belichick bench
No,
him?
he just benched him again.
He got hurt in his emotions. He got hurt in his little breathing
was
exercises.
butt
that he
hurt,
does.
maybe.
Yeah.
Butt hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Go ahead.
I don't know, man. At what point do you draw the line? We haven't drafted well since Brady's been gone. We've had a year of Cam. We've had 2 years of Mac.
What was Belichick's best drafting year?
And that's another thing. Like,
Has he ever drafted well?
I feel like you have to go all the way back to when he had Scott Pioli and Dimitrioff, who ended up going to run the Falcons. Like, when they had that core together, they had some magic cooking up in the drafts. But
When he's on his own.
lately, yeah, it's just, there have been some giant misses, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
You can never draft receivers.
And yeah, I just think it's an example of like a corporation thinking that it's them and not the good employees that they had. You know what I mean? You can't lose Gronk, Edelman, Brady. You can't lose Dante Scarnecchia. You can't lose.
Who's
can't-
saying that? They were saying Scarnecchia was the
He's
guy.
a big part of the thing. Who's the other guy? Ernie Accorsi, whatever his name is. He's been in the Patriots building alongside Belichick the whole time. It's just the wheels are falling off, and it's like Belichick had this thing, like we were talking about with Dion, where you just put the right people in the right places, and unfortunately, he got all the credit for it for a long time. These guys have all moved on, found other jobs. They've become their own Belichicks, if you will. And he never restocked the cupboards the right way. It's you kind of wanted to bring your friends in, you wanted to bring your kids in, and
So is
now
that what
this
we're
is
looking at right now? That's what
what
you're
we
saying.
have. Yeah, and it's like, do you give the guy? Do you still love him for everything that he brought to the franchise, and just say, all right, this is what it is, and I don't know, just wait for him to bow out, or do you make a call now and tell him to get out? I don't know.
All right. Do they make that call now? What were you saying, P, about the last 2 losses? It was like the word.
Oh, the Cowboys loss was
Cowboys?
his biggest loss ever.
And
And
then
then the second, if they had the touchdown at the end, I think it was to Drake London, he couldn't hold on to the ball. That would have been their biggest loss ever. But it's his first and second biggest losses. Back-to-back weeks. 72-3, they've been outscored in 2
Yeah.
games. They haven't scored a touchdown in 35 quarters.
So
Even look at the decision to let your homegrown guy Jacoby Myers go for an identical contract in Juju Smith-Schuster.
Can't stay healthy.
Shout out to
looks
Jake,
slow.
by the way, for sending me the info on that. But it's almost an
Yeah.
identical contract. And look at that. Look, like, you drafted this guy, or you didn't even draft him. You signed him to the practice squad, and then you developed him, and then you let him walk. And the guy that you brought in to replace him is a bum. Looks like he can't.
And Mac Jones liked Jacoby Myers. They had a rapport.
Yeah. Jacoby's a dog too. I feel like he never gave up. Like, you look at his demeanor, like he was like, it's almost like he was the last lineage of Troy Brown to Wes Welker to Edelman
they're passing the torch. you're saying.
to Jacoby Myers, and now he might have been like the last piece that was associated with all those guys that really brought it on game day, and you let him go. You let McDaniels take him away
You
from you.
can give Mac a lot of shit. He definitely deserves it. But there's a lot of problems with the team. The receivers have the lowest amount of separation out of any receivers in the league.
Yeah, I saw that stat too.
And what is his time? What is his time limit in the pocket too?
It's
That
not.
line.
No, it's not.
So it's a combination of those two
Of
things.
everything.
The wheels are falling off.
O'Brien
I think
hasn't
they
made a
already
difference.
fell off.
They're
They bet
actually
off.
they're actually regressing with O'Brien
Hey,
as
that's
their
another
offensive
one.
coordinator.
They have less points per game, less points scored, less everything under O'Brien than they do under Matt Patricia.
All right, you're Robert Kraft. What are you thinking right now? What were you thinking
Have you heard
after
Robert Kraft
Sunday?
speak publicly anytime recently? he ain't got all his marbles left either.
He makes Jerry Jones look,
yeah, like
look
he's
good.
So, but what are you thinking? What are you thinking?
I don't
get
think
that
I don't
part
think
that you guys
anybody's
are saying.
thinking.
If you're Robert Kraft, what are you thinking about? What are you gonna do with Belichick?
You
don't
can't
know.
cut him. You can't fire him. You got to just sucked up the season, go into the offseason, and ask him to retire.
It's going to be just how your boys came off of Jimmy. You know what I mean? They're going to have like a joint press conference, and it's going to be like, we're going our separate ways. This business
What if they get
relationship
shut out
doesn't
this
work
week?
anymore.
Who they playing this week?
The
Who you
Raiders.
If
Jimmy G's coming.
If Josh McDaniels beats them or shuts them out or it's a humiliating loss, what does Robert Kraft do?
I don't know. They're coming off a game with 3 interceptions too.
What does he do?
I don't know.
You're
I
saying
can't see
he
him.
rocks
I
the
can't
whole-
see him firing. There was a 6-time Super Bowl champion coach, and it'd be disrespectful.
Who? They're in the disrespectful business.
Yeah, Belichick's been disrespecting us for 3 years with all these terrible decisions that you've been making. You've been taking your money. You've been giving your family jobs. You've been increasing your bank
But
account.
you're not
this whole
gonna-
time,
you're not
and
going
we got us
anywhere this year.
Swirling around the bowl.
Let him do it and get a better draft pick. Get him out and have someone else use that draft pick.
Yeah,
next year.
exactly. You ready to take a top 5 draft pick and have him whiff on this?
So get that top 5.
I was talking about this the other day.
Give him the opportunity.
I've been saying we need like a Willie McGinnis to jumpstart everything. That wasn't even Belichick's pick. Parcells took Willie. He's the one that made that decision. So like, how much credit? With all this stuff, like, how much credit do we give Parcells for building out that early 0-1 roster that they end up
They never really
winning
do.
it on, and then
Yeah.
parlaying
But
off of that?
But here's what I'm gonna say: he didn't take the ultimate chess piece, though. That was
No.
all Belichick.
Oh, yeah.
That was all Belichick.
And that's all luck, though.
Yeah, I was
too.
gonna say how much of that was
At
luck.
the end of the day, I saw something. They only took Brady because he was taller than the other guy that they were thinking about. They didn't have their eyes on him. If they had their eyes on him, they would have took him in the
But
third round.
it still doesn't. It worked out.
Right, but it's not. It's more luck than knowledge.
For sure.
Did San Francisco wait till the final round to trade Brock Purdy because they knew he was going to be what he is?
Watch the Super Bowl, like, behind the scenes mic'd up things. Anytime the players come up to Belichick after they win, he's always says something. "Oh, it's really the players. The players do everything. They're the ones that are out there on the field." So at the end of the day, Brady was the one out there on the field doing what he had to do. And more often than not, if you look at it, the decisions that Belichick made just set Brady back. Like, he might have put a good system in place, but anytime Brady left money on the table, he didn't go get him a number 1 wideout.
I'll rock with
he
you
didn't
on
go
that.
get him the best running back in the league.
I can't-
He
I
didn't go
can't-
get
I
him the
can't
best
dispute
left
that.
tackle. Like, any time that there was something, he went out and did things one time in 06 for that 07 season when he went out and you got Moss, you got Welker, and you got them all at a discount rate, right? You traded a 5th-round pick for Randy Moss. You traded a 2nd-round pick for Wes Welker. And I think you signed a Dalius Thomas in free agency, I believe.
How many people came
And that-
there just to, when you were rolling, just to win a Super Bowl because they knew they had a good chance? Took better lower deals.
Okay, but I get all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Does he survive this season, or at the end of the season, does he survive?
I don't see. I mean, really, if you fire Belichick, you have a seasoned head coach in Bill O'Brien to take over the ship. That's the only thing I can say. Like, you have the pieces in place for that. But if you fire Belichick, how many of his kids and friends have jobs there too that are going to walk out with
So
him?
you're firing like
Yeah, you're fine. Like, I mean, if you're trying to get the Caleb Williams draft pick, then.
do you
But really,
fire him or do you ask him to step down?
You ask him, and then you try to force him by taking things
He's
away
not
from him.
stepping down.
I'm
Then
gonna say
you
this,
take away
though.
the GM stuff from him. You make him want to leave.
Should you just put him upstairs? Let him just do that.
What? Wait, you want to move him to the?
It should be
his
the other way
weakest-
around.
Yeah, his weakest spot. You want to
No,
move
but
him
I'm saying
upstairs?
the reason why, because he has too much stuff on his plate.
Yeah.
If you just had him maybe focus on this and not the coaching.
No, he's worse at the GM stuff. If you have him maybe focus on the coaching, you just said.
Like, he used to get all this credit too for being like the master salary cap guy and all this. Like, where are all these moves and finagling and everything going? Like, does that only work when you have Brady, who's willing to continue kicking the can down the road?
Well, we know
to get
the
paid later.
ship has sailed. It's
I don't-
over. You
Not
have
that
to
it's.
start pivoting.
I think you need to have him focus more on coaching than you have to have him focus more on GMing and
But they're not-
all of
that's-
that
that's
stuff.
what I'm
But I
saying.
don't think
They're
he'll
not
take
gonna-
that. He
they're-
won't take that reduction. Maybe he would take a move up to the front office to be a consultant.
what I'm saying. They're
But
not
what do you
gonna-
want him to do that for? He's been proven to not be able to analyze draft capital in a concise way over the last 3 or 4 years.
Kraft's not gonna keep him as a coach. I think if anything, he'll keep him as the other. Which I agree with what you're saying. He's better at coaching than he is, but that's not how they're gonna do
But
it.
it's,
Who's really even running the Patriots? Robert Kraft doesn't have all his marbles anymore
so
either.
it's probably Jonathan.
So who is it? The kid? Yeah, like. And what
just
is it-
like it's not so much Jerry anymore in Dallas. It's Stephen Jones that has most of the power.
Are you firing Bill Belichick?
I say no this year. You give him the chance to retire.
Are you firing Bill Belichick?
I'm not because I say all this, but I will say on the other side, show me the replacement. Give me
Well, you got the replacement.
That's not how
already
that
there.
works. That's
What's
not
his
how
name?
that
but I'm
gonna work.
No, so look at NFL teams that have fired their coach and bring somebody else in. The stats, they're not successful the next season either. You're just firing one coach to go and hire somebody out of a pool of a bunch of bums that have currently been fired from their last job. Any good coach is currently
Yeah.
employed. And who's gonna leave their current employed position to go get half their paycheck taxed in Massachusetts to play with Mac Jones as the quarterback and a depleted roster? Like in a division where you have the Bills, the Dolphins on the rise. Is
what's his
Aaron
name?
Rodgers coming back? Are the Jets going to tank too and try to get an upstart quarterback? I don't know. I just don't see the attraction to come and play in New England if you don't have Tom Brady here already.
What's his
Like,
name's already on the staff though? The defensive guy that they're going to make. He's the heir apparent to
Mayo.
Mayo. He's the heir apparent to Bill Belichick. So let this ride out. At the end of the year, push Bill out. Give the team to Mayo if that's what you want to do, and let him start fresh. Get rid of Steve Belichick.
If you're
You know
going to
what I
do
mean?
that, if you're going to do that, then you got to get rid of Bill now, because he's going to continue to try to keep winning. If you're going to give Mayo the thing, get him the best draft
As a
pick that you can
Patriot,
get him.
as a Patriot fan, you didn't see this coming. You didn't see these days coming. You didn't see these other teams finally catching up to you.
It's never ends.
This is-
No, 'cause I
never
didn't-
ends
I-
well at the end of a.
This is how
era.
it goes.
I never knew if it was Belichick or Brady. You know
No,
what
but
I
I'm
mean? So
saying-
now that it's been demonstrated, now obviously you can see.
You can't reign forever in anything.
He's still trying to run it like it's the
They had a
past.
crazy run. You
They
gotta
had the
rock
best
with
run
that.
ever.
Ever, yeah.
20
The
years
best
of
run
competition.
ever. So what do you want?
You know, Brady never played a game where he was mathematically eliminated from the playoffs.
I agree.
That's crazy. That's a crazy stat.
I think that you guys is
And to get back to it, name me some. Like, what are you gonna if you're gonna give it to Mayo, then you got to get rid of Bill now. And if you're gonna continue, I don't know. That's it. That's the only other option. You either give it to Mayo, which I'm not totally against, or you go hire some bum off the street, which I am against. I'd rather mess with Belichick than hiring from a pool of guys that already got
But
fired
the way
before.
Bill's coaching right now,
None
I
of
think you
his-
got a better shot at a number one pick.
does any of Belichick's
That's
guys
true.
ever work out?
For his coaching tree.
None of them do. None of them.
If you
McDaniels
wanna-
is struggling.
Yeah,
if
his
you wanna-
coaching tree
Bryant-
is trash.
Bryant struggled. Cornell struggled. Rice they all wind up coming back home. Like it
McDaniels
doesn't work.
McDaniels is another example.
Yeah,
He's twice.
he
come
left,
Twice.
came back, left again. The Raiders didn't show me that last night. Like, even though they beat Green Bay, I wasn't like, ooh, the Raiders. No, they're not even a 500 team. Like, none of his guys. So we could talk about Mayo all day. I don't think he's not
Well,
gonna
here's the thing with
be.
Mayo. He gave up interview opportunities last year to stay on. So I'm assuming he has some sort of thing where Bill steps down. He has been promised the coaching job.
I'm not arguing that. Is he going to be good as a coach?
Most likely not.
a defensive-minded coach in an offensive-minded
Look
league.
at how bad football has been in general this year.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm telling you, they don't have enough time. The new
Don't do
season,
that.
they don't get to practice enough. They don't get to spend enough time together. They
Don't
don't have
do
enough
that.
time in pads.
Don't
Like
do
it is.
because it looks good in San Francisco and it looks really good in Philly.
No. Switch it around. It looks good in Philly. It looks really good in San
What is that?
Francisco.
I'm gonna do Tony the Tiger. It looks great in Philadelphia.
What percentage of the league is that though?
Nah, but you
How
can't
many
do that.
teams
No.
look like they actually have their stuff together?
Al, I was looking
You
over
can't
for
do
next
that.
week's games. There's no good matchups.
You can't do that. Don't
I
do
am
that.
doing that.
Don't do
Don't
that.
tell me I can't do
Don't
it.
do that.
I'm looking
Don't
at the
do
games
that.
going, well, that's not a great matchup. That's not a great matchup.
All right, we're off the New England Patriots because
Yes.
we got carried away. Let's make our way down to the South
Okay, well,
and let's talk about it. What happens?
Jacksonville
what,
Jaguars, what do you talk? I don't know.
I'm not letting you do
Houston
that.
Texans?
I'm not letting you do that.
Where are we going? To Mexico? How south we going?
Yo, I took Dak. I took Joe Burrow out. Can you believe this?
Mm-hmm.
I took Joe Burrow out because he's been stinking up the joint. We're talking about my fantasy, and I put Dakota Prescott in.
You didn't have good options there anyway because Burrows had been horrible and Dak
I
was
lost
going
by
up against
16
San Fran.
points to you, right?
Yeah.
If
And
I,
I
put
appreciate
Joe
that.
if I put Joe Burrow in,
Yeah.
I would have beat
But
you.
Burrow's been horrible. Like, you can't.
I would have
Doubt
beat
that.
you. I would have beat you, and I went with this guy. What is up with Dak Prescott, man? Go ahead. It's yours.
All
The
right.
floor is yours.
Dak was not good in that game. It was not just Dak. They were getting the break speed off of him.
How many picks
Without-
did he throw?
3. But they were already getting their ass handed to him before he threw
Get
them.
him out of here. Get this dude. For some reason, he plays. When he plays us, Dak comes to play.
Yeah.
Whatever it is with San Francisco, he looks a little different. He looks different. And Billy, your boy, comes to play. He handles us. Yeah, if I'm not
Tells you a lot about Philly.
I don't do that. It
Don't
tells
do-
it's back. It's telling me something about Dak.
Yeah.
It's something up with that cat.
Listen, I'm agreeing he was bad, but I'm saying they were getting handled before he ever even threw a pick. They were getting handled. The defense was not there, and they're not. It's not that they weren't ready. I'll tell you, in Arizona, I didn't think they were ready to play. I know they were ready to play, and they just got their ass handed to them. They got knocked around. San Francisco is
Was
so
physical.
violent and physical.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
linebackers
I can't hate
are
on that.
physical.
I can't hate. Like
And they would have been in the
Bosa.
Super Bowl last year if Purdy didn't get hurt.
Yo, can you
Nah, don't
can
do
you
that.
imagine
Don't
that?
do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
They had their punter throwing the ball practically.
Don't do that. Here's what I'm gonna say.
But Purdy's looking good. Because at the beginning of the year, I'm like, Purdy's just has to get the ball in the hands of his stars.
He hasn't lost yet.
No.
What's going on
And
with
he's
this dude?
he's making every right decision. Every read, every right decision. That kid's making it. I can't hate on him.
All right, we ain't on San Francisco yet. Your boys aren't off the hook. What is it, man? What is it? You're just saying the defense? You're gonna say. You're not saying Dak.
No, here's part of the thing is they changed the offensive scheme. They're trying to get the ball out of Dak's hands faster by using a shorter game. It doesn't help you when you got to come back when you're down.
Pollard looks suspect too in that game.
It's the way they're using them. I just don't like the way they're using them.
How do you want them
You got to
to
get
use
him in the ball in space. Pollard doesn't look as explosive as he did last year. Why? Because you're running him like a regular running back.
Yeah, Pollard's more of a
Yeah, Zeke
James
to match
White
that.
type than a banger. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
Who's the other guy there with him now? The short guy?
Rico Dowdle is their backup.
Shifty,
So just
shifty
do it
guys
like
that
that.
don't have.
And then they gotta. They're trying not to. They're trying to run a more conservative game plan with McCarthy calling the plays, and
It's not working.
So it doesn't create turnovers, and it worked for the first 4 games. It did not work this game. Dak had 1 interception in the first 4 games. He had 3 in this one.
You're dealing with San Francisco. You gotta come with it.
Yep. It's a long season. I'm just hoping. You know what I mean? San Francisco may not be the same team, but the other thing that came out of that game was injuries. Turpin got hurt.
They beat San Fran beats you up.
Yep, Van Der Esch is out for 4 to 6 weeks. We had a couple other cornerbacks come in and out of the game hurt. It's and now we got to go. I think the Chargers on Monday night.
And Philly's sitting pretty at 5-0 with 2 games up. Baby.
You're not.
Don't do that.
No, they're 5-0.
Exactly.
Not a pretty 5-0. They're not a San Fran. They're not a San Fran 5-0. At least admit that.
Philly
here's what I'm
stole
gonna say.
that kid from Georgia.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Why?
Because I honestly believe that we could beat San Fran. I believe that.
I did
That'll
too.
be a
I
good-
did
that'll
too.
be a good game.
Going into Sunday night, I thought so too.
Don't do that. I think we could whoop San Fran.
Is that a scheduled
You could
game
whoop 'em.
coming
Yeah,
up this
we
season?
got. If Dallas played them,
You haven't
chances
whooped
are
anybody yet
we'll
this
play
year.
that division. We'll play that division. No, Philly's the type of team that plays. I hate to say this, to the level of their competition. They still come out with the victory, but they want they're gonna get up for that game.
And you know San Fran's going to want a piece of you from last year.
Watch. Remember this conversation.
I will.
Remember this conversation. I think that Philly, because we're gonna play them, and the way it's looking, we might have to face each other in the play. I thought it was gonna be Dallas, San Fran, but I don't know. They always get the best of you guys. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, but Dallas will still probably make it into the playoffs.
Sunday,
Everybody's
December
else weak.
3rd at the Lincoln Financial Field.
They're
We're
coming
gonna have to.
down.
We're
They
gonna have
can't
to
deal
have
with
the
that
show on the
cold.
road.
They can't deal with that cold.
It ain't
They
that
want
cold in
no part of
December.
that. For coming from San Fran to Philly, it is. They're not ready for that. We're gonna see what it is, baby. We're gonna see
Unless-
what it is, baby. You know. But y'all want to jump into the picks? What we got? Give me something. Give me at least a couple games. 5 games, 6 games.
No, you know what else I want to say
Go ahead,
about
go ahead.
week? The Patriots got beat by not even Derek Carr,
Who they get beat? by?
Jameis Winston.
No.
Nah, he played. He didn't play.
James Winston just came at the end of the
He
game.
came in
Yeah.
running off the field doing the W thing.
Does he do it? Was he doing it like this?
He took the-
Did he have like a crab leg claw?
Yes, that's what you saw what I was going for.
Yo, I'm never gonna forget that. I'd be like, yo, crab. Anytime he does anything with his fingers, I'm like, crab legs. But yo, I can't. I wish I could help you guys with your squad, but, but I cannot, boys. You know what I mean? I cannot.
Let's just
sure you show-
get Philly to a place where they can build another statue besides the fictional Rocky Balboa. All right? Let's see. Let's see. Because the only other statue you should have is Belichick for gifting you the last Super
Nah,
Bowl
don't
that
do
you
that.
won.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Dougie P took that.
Get
from you.
out of here.
Nikki Foles
Get
took.
out of here. The referees took that from us.
Oh my God! Get this guy.
Who's the running back that didn't catch that ball? You don't even remember his name.
Yo, all I know is, as of right now, there's only 2 undefeated teams in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
The San Francisco 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles. That's all I need to say, baby. I'm going to keep it at that. And my Phillies are looking low and crispy, too. Basketball starting up, but we ain't going to jump. You want to jump on basketball? You want to talk about the Dame thing?
Yeah.
I'll give it to you. The floor is yours. Go ahead. You want to talk about Dame going to Milwaukee?
I mean, I don't know what they're. I don't understand the move.
We'll briefly touch on this, and then we'll get to
I
the
don't
picks
understand
and
the
we'll
move
get out of here.
of unloading Drew Holiday in the move. Like, why wouldn't you acquire more? Like, I don't have the salaries and everything. And yeah, I know taking Dame's salary on is a massive addition to things. But I got to assume if you're taking Dame's salary on, you're already committing to paying luxury tax. So I don't understand coming off.
They had to give up something, though. They
Nah,
had
man,
to
people are
give up
trading
something.
picks into like 2029. Like they're giving 6 first-rounders with a bunch of pick swaps and stuff. Like everybody else, all these other guys. Who's the big guy that got moved over the?
You're not getting a player with the caliber of Damian Lillard for nothing for
don't-
picks. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I just don't. To me, you made the. You just swapped one weakness out for another. You know what I mean? Like
I can't rock with you.
I like the duo together. I do, but I just don't understand why you would lose Drew Holiday in that
I
acquisition.
don't know how the
Like,
Celtics jumped in and grabbed him. I don't know how that happened.
Because Portland only took him on in the deal to make the salaries work. That's what it was. So you're saying that they didn't even want him.
Where did
Like,
the Celtics come from in that, though? Like, after it was all done, the smoke had settled. Next thing you know, I look up and I see the Celtics acquired Drew Holiday. For what? What did the Celtics give up? Did they give up anything?
they gave up 2 first-round picks. They gave up Time Lord and they gave up Malcolm Brogdon. But they're already, if you remember, Brogdon, I believe, was the one that was supposed to be on the move for Porzingis in the original deal, and then they came back and said that they had injury concerns over him, and then the Celtics were like, fine, we'll do Smart instead. And then they're also trying to move Brogdon to the Clippers in the offseason. They had concerns about his elbow or something. I don't know.
Is Milwaukee better?
So,
Is Milwaukee better than Boston right now?
no, not since you gave Boston your I think Drew Holiday is probably a better Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
So now at the end of the day,
So
the
you're saying
Celtics have
Dame
navigated adding Porzingis to the lineup while upgrading the
Well, he
Marcus
doesn't
Smart
stay-
situation.
Porzingis doesn't stay healthy, but
You don't need. You
But
don't
he
really
missed as
need
many
him
games
to.
as Smart did last year, I think. So it's a perception.
You don't really need him to do much. You got the Jays
I
doing
feel
everything.
like you're,
Andrew
you're
Holiday.
discrediting Dame Lillard in this whole scenario.
No.
He's that dude. He's that guy, and you're putting him with Giannis. And Milwaukee just won it a couple years ago.
I feel like they won it. They won it out of circumstance? I feel like.
No, Giannis went and took that. I don't know.
I feel like there was some kind of injury problems or something that led.
Well, they were the
that led to
favorite
them.
when they made that move. Now the Celtics are the favorite because they made their move. True.
But anyway, we're off it. Let's get with the picks, man, so we could.
All right. One
I
thing
know you
before
gotta go to work.
Kyle Lubo, the Cowboys are still top 10.
Are they?
They're not. No, that's
said
what he
that
said.
they're
They're
not?
not top 10. They're still
Hey,
top 10
hey.
because the league sucks.
If you
He needs to
ain't
worry about
first,
the Patriots.
you're last.
Yeah.
All right, let's go for these. Jesus.
Throw a game. Who cares?
Washington, Atlanta. That a good game for you?
Not really.
Exactly. That's why I'm looking over these games. Minnesota, Chicago. That's another. Seattle, Cincinnati. That's
a good
another
one.
game.
That's a
That's
good
a-
one.
that's a good
one.
game.
Who you
Now
got?
that Cincinnati looks better.
Who you got? Who you got? I got Seattle.
It's at Cincinnati. I'll go Cincinnati.
I got Seattle. Who you got? I got Seattle. I
think I gotta go Cincy on that one.
Cincy?
Yeah.
All right.
I haven't seen too much of Seattle this year. I was on the Geno Smith bandwagon last season, but I haven't seen too many of their
They're
games
not
this
a
year.
little shaky this year. Not as good this
Yeah,
year.
I got DK in one league and Tyler Lockett in the other, and I ain't doing too hot in either one. So
San Fran at Cleveland.
that should be an easy mop up right there.
You think so?
Yeah.
I got San Fran.
Yeah, I got San Fran, but they'll put more of a fight than Dallas did Cleveland.
Yeah.
Let's see. Indy Jacksonville, which is actually a better game than I thought because Indy's 3-2 now.
Ooh.
And Jacksonville's trying to get their feet under them. That's a division game.
Yo, the curse of the first overall quarterback, man. Like,
But Trevor Lawrence, the first pick?
yeah,
Yeah.
like how hard is it to go to a terrible franchise with a bad roster and dig your way out of that? Like,
Well, then plus they had who was their coach that first year? The college dude,
Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer,
oh,
who set you back a year.
yeah.
Well,
And
I'm going to take Jacksonville.
Yeah, I got to go with Jacksonville just because talent level. But Indy's
Indy
been
just
playing.
ran the ball down.
Oh, Richardson's
And they
hurt.
fried
they're on the backup. You're
they
right.
just signed what's his name too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but the other kid just had a game.
Yeah, you just signed Taylor to a 3-year extension for $42 million, and Moss has 160 yards rushing.
169 and 2 touchdowns, I
Yeah,
think, or one.
that's crazy. It's like you could have traded Taylor, but Richardson
I
got
don't know.
hurt.
You need the depth at that position. I feel like you
Running
need.
back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you can't put all that money into it.
I don't know. You say when number one guy goes down, you'll be happy they had.
All right.
Well, they got Moss for cheap. So.
Who I got? You got Jags?
Yeah, I got.
Who you
Jags.
got, Ryan? Who you got? Come on, baby.
I got to take Jags. If the Richardson kid isn't playing for the Colts, it should be an easy game for
All right.
Lawrence to win.
There we go.
Let's see the 5-1 Detroit Lions against the upstart Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh, that's a good
that's gonna
game.
hurt me in my heartstrings, man.
That's a good game.
Our boy Dan Campbell.
Detroit isn't who, they're not old Detroit.
Yeah.
Sound like I'm in RoboCop, but they're not old Detroit. They're
Dead or
not.
alive, you're coming with me.
Those are kind of two similarly
They're
built
similar
teams. I feel like
teams.
first-round quarterbacks cast off to their second team, teams that play defense, teams that run the ball. Like,
Who you taking?
I'm taking Tampa. Tampa's my NFC team. So.
Who you taking?
Second coming of Tom Brady. Detroit.
I'm taking Detroit.
But I am rooting. I want to see Detroit pull one off. I think that I always root for teams that don't have a Super Bowl yet. You know what I mean? I'll roll with them on the bandwagon.
I'm taking
Do
old
one more.
Detroit. Go ahead.
The Battle of New York. Giants against the Buffalo Bills at Buffalo.
Oh, that's an easy mop up for the Bills.
Should be. So? They're not gonna be jet lagged coming back from London.
That's a valid point.
Yo, Jacksonville got the best of them of that deal because they just stayed out there, so they were already acclimated.
Yeah.
People don't understand traveling. I'm telling you,
They were
that's a big element.
Right. Oh, especially if flying across the sea.
Yeah, when you're flying across the sea, getting settled in and all of that, and that team was already there for 10 days.
And that's why they talked. One of the things they talked about if they ever establish an NFL Europe is having teams stay out there, play a couple of games before they come back.
You're gonna have to set it up schematically like that because that's not, to me. I hate to sound like this dude, but that's not to me. That's not fair. I don't know.
Well, then the teams would have to travel to the West Coast, probably stay out there on the West Coast for a couple of, you know what I mean? So it balances out.
How funny is it that we're going to England and singing the national anthem beforehand, playing the game that we made up, stole the name from the game that you invented, and rubbing 1776 in your face with the best sport on the planet?
I don't think that's what they're thinking.
One of the cats,
that's what we're doing.
One of the players was complaining. He's like, we got to come all the way to England and play on concrete.
Yeah, I saw that too.
But it's like, yo, that's what everybody used to play on back in the day.
Yeah.
Go to Veterans Stadium or something like that, or Texas Stadium. You were playing on a concrete with a rug on it.
So who is it? Bills and who? Giants?
Bills and Giants.
Does that guy get fired? Dabo.
They were
Is it Dabo? What's his name? Dabo.
I call him. He looks like Bill Burr.
You're thinking of Dabo Sweeney.
Yeah, Dabo.
Dayball.
Ryan
Dayball.
He looks crazy to be honest. He looks like
I think he's a Patriots guy too. So I would add.
Wait a minute, you can't
add
have
to the
coaches
fire
crying.
list.
Because
he looks like he's ready to cry, man. I don't know, like he has.
You gonna talk about crying when that's my quarterback?
no, I'm talking
That's
about.
my
He's talking about
quarterback.
coaches. He's talking about
'cause
coaches crying.
This is what I'm gonna say. He looks like he exhausted all possibilities to me, and he's like searching, but he has nothing
Yeah,
left.
he's crying that they gave Daniel Jones all that money over the next 4 years. You're gonna be screwed.
That's what I'm saying.
Now Saquon's out again.
That's what I'm saying. They're not beating the Bills. They're just not.
And I thought they were gonna take a step forward this year.
The Bills, though, they just lost like the captain of their defense. Though he broke his leg in that game over there, and they lost somebody else. So if you're gonna give credit for injuries due, you got to throw the Bills in there for taking some losses as well.
I don't know.
But they got DeMar Hamlin back. Inspiration.
How crazy is that? Your heart stops on an NFL field, and you're like, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Peyton Manning did it with his back. The doctor said if you get hit, these cats love football.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why Michael Irvin had to quit. He had narrow in the spine. He took him off the field.
This is all they know. If somebody
Took
said
him off
to
the
you,
field on a stretcher.
whatever, it's all you know, man. Somebody says to you, we're gonna take your manhood more or less, or your livelihood, and you have to make that decision, and it's your bread and butter. I don't know. But anyway.
One more game of the week.
Go ahead.
Game of the week. Old coach coming back to his old team. New England Patriots, Las Vegas Raiders. McDaniel, Belichick matchup.
Well, we should have did this game. The Raiders aren't that good, but the Patriots are worse. Where's the game?
At Raiders. I got to give him
There's
to the
so
Raiders.
much revenge factor. Like Jacoby Myers is coming back. Garoppolo's coming back.
McDaniels
is coming back. Yeah.
He beat him.
I think
What was
McDaniels
the
beat him.
team?
He beat him with Tim Tebow with the
Tebow.
Browns.
McDaniels can beat him.
Well,
Belichick's a bum. All right?
So
He's a bum.
here's what I'm going to say. Well, I think I touched base on it like when we first started talking about this. If he loses to Josh McDaniels embarrassingly,
I don't think they're going to lose.
it's different
like
on
this,
Monday.
but-
Is it when's that game? Monday or Tuesday? I mean Sunday.
Sunday.
Monday morning is different about Bill Belichick. I'm telling you.
They gotta show up. They have to show up.
If he loses to Josh McDaniel, if they don't score double digits on the Las Vegas Raiders,
I tell you on sports
the
radio.
talk is different in New England.
On sports radio, they're still
Especially
talking.
the fan base.
They're still talking like the team's good. In their minds, they haven't gotten over that. They're talking about, well, we should beat this team or that team. You are that team. You are those bad teams
The
now.
fan base is gonna call for Belichick's head. I'm telling you, if they haven't already.
My wife asked me if the dishes were done. I told her they've been Belichicked.
Oh, watch.
And right then she knew they were washed.
I think I saw that somewhere.
You know I
But
stole it.
I'm lying.
Yo, I see you, Flies. I see you, baby. So who you got? Who you got? I got Vegas.
Vegas.
Taking
I got
the
Vegas.
Raiders.
I got Vegas. P, come on. Let us know something. Take us out. Or Ryan, take us out. What do you guys take us out?
All right, thanks for coming in. Episode 37. Rodney Harrison, Comeback Kings.
I never say it. Like, share, subscribe.
There we
Yes.
go. There we
Help
go.
us get our act together, all right? Let's
Well,
go.
It's like we're just having fun. We're just doing what we do normally, but we just transformed it here and
Doing it in front of the camera.
and go
Also,
other
I'll
places.
say-
we always talk like this.
I'll say another thing. You got to find the interview of Mike Vrabel on Bussin' with the Boys.
Yeah.
And he talks about when Rodney Harrison comes into camp and he lays a hit on Kevin Falk, I think.
Yeah.
And everybody comes out, starts yelling at him. He's like, shut the up, and he's talking to Dante Scarnecchia like that.
Wow.
And Vrabel, he goes, so I look over at Brewski and he's like,
We got one
over here, boys.
That's a good story. We got one, baby.
Yeah.
We got one. Yo, episode 37, Rodney Harrison. Big up to Rodney Harrison. Somebody hashtag him with the show. And come back, Kings. We'll be back for 38 next week. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Pops.